Zalewski, I'd like to call to order the meeting of the December 30th, 2019 meeting of the um, Historic District Historical Commission. As required by law, we are informing you that we will audio and videotape this meeting. If anyone else so chooses to audio or video record the meeting, we ask that you notify the chair at this time. I'm assuming you're not going to. Okay, very good. So I will start with a roll call.
Julia Eldridge.
Bob Doan.
Gail Carroll.
All right, so we have a quorum to open the meeting. The first item on our agenda is a public hearing, so we're going to call in Jean Steiner.
Jean Steiner.
Hi, Jean. Can you hear us?
Mary, how are you?
I am fine. You are on speakerphone. So I am just getting ready to open the public hearing, and just a reminder for all of us to remind me as well that everything from here on has to be on a roll call because Jean is out of the room. Okay, so I'm going to call to order to reopen the public hearing for HH 201924. It's a notice of intent that's been received for 240 Route 28, Map 12, Parcel B3, in the C-H-1 zone. The application proposes 100% demolition of the former thrift shop and residence. The application is pursuant to the Code of the Town of Harwich, Chapter 131, Historic Preservation, Article 2, Roman Catholic Bishop of Fall River, as owner, Bishop Edgar Moreira de Cunha as applicant. So the first item I want to read into the record before we go any further. Our staff received an email from Mr. Nolan. I believe he was not able to attend tonight. He is the representative for Holy Trinity Church. He addressed Amy and said, Amy, would it be possible to connect me with the chair of the Historic Commission today? I'm on the docket tonight for a structure at Holy Trinity Church. I followed through with the commission request and offered the structure to the Affordable Housing Trust, as well as to a private citizen, and am awaiting word. I would like the commission to take action on my request this evening so that I can start the clock. I am available by cell or email all day if the chair is available to talk. Thank you, Joe Nolan. So I did send an email to Mr. Nolan and let him know that I received his email, that we would read it into the record. So at this time, I will ask if any members of the no deals finalized as of yet as far as saving or moving it.
Okay, so nothing's been.
So nothing's been finalized. So the church is asking that we, that if we take a vote and if we are going to impose a delay, that we do so till the clock can start ticking. Any questions or comments from members of the board?
No.
Jean? Any questions or comments?
No, I'm fine, thanks.
Okay, any questions or comments from people in the audience? Nope.
I don't know where we're going with this.
Okay. So what I can tell you is the maximum that this board is allowed to do is to impose a 12-month demolition delay, which means the church would have to wait for that duration of time before they could get a demolition permit to demolish the building. So what the hope is with imposing the delay is that something can be worked out so that the structure can be saved, whether that's saving it on site or actually moving it. Certainly is beyond our control, but that is the only votes we have the ability to make, is to allow the demolition without delay, or to impose a delay on the applicant from demolishing the building. So that's what we're here tonight, is to take a vote on that.
Any further meeting?
If you could just state your name It's for the people at home so that they can hear you.
My name is Lenny Kalbeck, and I'm on the west side of the church. Will there be any further after this vote is taken tonight? Or will it just be 12 months and then down goes the building?
So what would happen is, we'd take the vote. There would technically be no further meetings unless the applicant comes back before us and has a deal with somebody to move it. If the Affordable Housing Trust or a private citizen worked out a deal with them to buy the building and to move the building, then they could come before us and we could remove the delay. Otherwise, the delay goes in effect, and then once the 12 months has expired, they're able to
I just hope
to demolish the
that
building.
you do vote tonight and you do vote for the delay, because we need more time on this. It's a beautiful piece of property, and I'd like to see it saved, and we need to do everything possible to try to save it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, thank you.
Hello, my name is Dan Gooden. I over on the east side of the church, 236 Route 28. I just wanted to take 2 minutes to say it's become very clear to me that the church is not interested in, historic preservation or saving the property, and that's their prerogative. We can't tell them what to do. I understand that. I just want to say into the record that I did contact the Catholic Bishop of Fall River, Deacon Foley. I also reached out to the priest about purchasing the property and seeing if we could make a deal with our condominium, which is right there, and I got no response. So I just want to make sure they're making a good faith effort to actually save the home. So I hope that you'll consider that when you make your vote tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. So as I said, they did, I do know that they have reached out to the Affordable Housing Trust. The trust did send us a letter to that effect, saying that they are looking into it, but they were not ready to finalize the transaction as well. So that being said, Mrs. Carroll is not available to vote on this matter. Mrs. Steiner is, Julie, and Bob and myself. So if there are any other questions or comments, hearing none, then the chair would entertain them. Yep. I have to ask you to go back, sorry.
Again, it's Lenny Kalbeck on the west side of the church. Seeing that you don't have all your members here tonight,
Correct.
I would like to see another 30 days go by before you vote on this, so we can get everybody involved on the vote, rather than
So-
trying to take a vote tonight.
So if I can clarify that for you, there are only 4 people that are available to vote on this, because there are only 4 of us that have been present at all of the hearings. So it's Julie, Bob, myself, and Mrs. Steiner, who's on the phone. So we are the only ones that are available to take a vote. So the full board isn't available to actually vote on the application.
So I can't ask for a post moment on the vote until we get all the members back?
Nobody else can vote on it,
Okay.
unfortunately. So,
All right, thank you very much.
all right, thanks. Any other comments or questions before we move to close the public hearing? So I'd entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
And can we have a roll call on that? Julie?
Julie Aldridge?
And yes, yeah,
Oh,
or nay?
yes, to close the hearing.
Bob Doan, yes.
Mary Maslowski, yes. Jean Steiner?
Jean Steiner, yes.
Okay, so it's unanimous to close the public hearing. So the chair would entertain a motion on the matter before us. As we mentioned, it is before us to either impose a demolition delay of up to 12 months or allow the demolition. So what's the pleasure of the board?
I move to impose a one-year delay on HH 2119-24, notice of intent to demolish the property.
And is there a second?
I'll second.
Right, so there's been a motion made by Mr. Doan seconded by Mrs. Eldridge, to impose a 12-month demolition delay on the demolition of the property at 240 Route 28 in West Harwich. Are there any comments or questions? Hearing none, we'll take a roll call vote.
Julia Eldridge, vote for the delay.
Okay.
Bob Doan, yes, delay.
Mrs. Steiner?
Yes on the delay.
And Mary Maslowski, yes, on the delay. So, so that matter is closed. So we've imposed a 12-month demo delay. Something can be worked out with the applicant and somebody to save the building. As I said, we don't have control over where that happens or how that happens. But they will not be able to apply for a building permit until, a demolition permit until December of next year. All right?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. So having closed the public hearing, the only other item we have on the agenda is we did calendar any updates, if there are any updates from board members.
I'm not on any other board.
I was
Yes.
supposed to get the, research, the demo transfer.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, I've had my for the week and
Well,
didn't get to it. But it's on my calendar.
Yes,
and it
plenty of
will-
time.
I will get to it.
There's plenty of time.
and
So,
CPC hasn't
and
met since our
CPC
last
has
time.
not met. Planning board hasn't met either, really, so. If there's nothing else that the board members have to discuss, then the chair can entertain a motion to adjourn.
I
We
make a
need to do it
motion
by,
Mary,
Yes,
Mary,
Jean?
can I just say something?
Absolutely.
I sent out a bunch of papers a couple of weeks ago. I apologize. They seem to go, they kept sending. So please ignore that if you got multiple.
that's quite all right. I'm gonna put it on our next agenda
Okay.
for us to talk again, if that works. But don't worry about that. I think I got 3 copies of them, but
I got 3
Yeah.
emails, yeah.
that's fine.
Send. I don't know what happened. And then
It
all of a
happens all the time.
It makes up for the one I didn't send.
That's right. It makes up for the
There we
one
are.
that didn't go, right? Is there anything else, Jean?
No, a good thing.
All right.
I'm in a snowstorm though.
Oh, well, we're in a rainstorm, so.
Happy New Year.
All right. Out with, what is it?
In
Out
with
like,
the,
in with a lion, out with a lamb, whatever it is. It's
Yeah.
the exact
whoever,
opposite.
just bring on spring.
Exactly. So, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second,
Mrs. Eldridge has made the motion. Mr. Doan has seconded.
Very quickly,
I
Bob.
need a roll call.
Julia Eldridge, yes.
Bob Doan, yes.
Gail
Jean
Carroll,
Steiner,
yes.
yes.
Jean voted yes, so Gail did too.
And as did Mary Maslowski. Thank you very much.
And Happy
You all
New Year.
Have a happy new year. Bye, Jean.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Jean.